So if you want to take the part from the series object, so for that purpose we have to do the slicing here. So how we will do the slicing? We have to always remember that slicing is like this. You can see that here is the index number is not given in a sequence. It is not in a sequence. Okay, it's in a gap of the two numbers. So how we can do the slicing? So first thing you have to remember, slicing is always done on the basis of the position. It's a by position. Slicing is done by position. It's not by the index. It's not by the index. So there is no role of index in the slicing. So now we are going to understand how you can do the slicing here. So what do you have to write? Just I'm going to write the command here. So the same syntax which you have already learned in the NumPy and list and everywhere. Suppose if you write this much only, then what happened? We are getting the entire string. So what is the meaning of this? I have not given the start position, I have not given the end position, means that I am getting the from the beginning to end. Automatically it is working like this. And if I'm writing like this way, then what happened? I'm putting this -1 also, and just I check this. What happened? We are getting the reverse series object. This is the reverse series object. This is the normal series object. Okay. So now you understand what you have to do. You have to mention the start position first. First, you have to mention the start position. I'm giving the start position 4. Then you have to mention the end position. And if you want, or I'm giving the start position 1 and I'm giving the end position 1 and I'm giving the step value 3. So what happened? I'm getting the first position element. If you look at this, this is your first position element. Then the next three element, which one is the third element? This one is the third element. Okay. After first, and again the next element. So first, for first plus 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 6, 7. And then 4 plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why not? It's returning the 78. Acha, this value is going to ignore now. This value is going to ignore. So only 1 and 4th value will come here. And if at the same time I'm giving the negatives index length value, suppose I'm writing -1 to -5, then what happened? And then we are getting an empty series. So what we have to write? We have to write -5 here, not -1. We have to write -5 to -1 because it's a positive. By default it is positive. And if you want to use the same statement, suppose I want to use the same statement, then what I have to do? I have to write the -1 here. Then we are getting the reverse order. Okay. So this way you can do the slicing. I'm not going to discuss this too much about this because we all know about the slicing. Slicing you have already learned in a list or a string or tuples and there also. Okay. So after the slicing, what we are going to discuss, we are going to talk about the operation. We are going to talk about the, so slicing is done. Now we are going to talk about the operation. What is the meaning of the operations? We have to perform the some operations there also. So you can look at this. This is the syllabus of the for your series. So what we had done, we have created the data series objects as created. Now you understand how to do the selections, means how we can access the individual element or indexing, you understand. Slicing, you understand. Okay, so if you want to access the particular elements, you can access the particular element also. So one thing I want to tell you, if I want to access the first position element, can I write this? It's a giving the error. Look at this. Only in case of the slicing we are working with the position. Otherwise, if you are right, look at this. If I'm writing like this way, then there is no error. There is no error. But if I write in this way, then I'm getting an error message. Why? Because this time it's try to find out the index. This time it's try to source the index, but that index is not available here. So how we can access the individual element? We can access the element by the index position, S of 5, S of 7, like this way we can access. Okay. Now I'm going to create the another series object, and that is suppose D. That is suppose D. So D and PD dot series, and what I'm doing, I'm going to write here. Just remember this thing: 1, 2, 5, 3, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements are there. Okay, and now in the index, I'm going to write here index 0, 1, 0. Comma 0, 1, 0, 1. This is also known as the Boolean indexing, if you remember that. Okay, so this is the fourth. I'm giving this value here. So now I'm going to write here index of D0. So what happened? All duplicate elements are displayed here. So these things you have to remember. And if I write here D of 1, then what happened? We are getting the all one elements, one index position element. Okay, so these things you have to always understand. Ki if there is a common index, then it's going to show the all elements there. Okay, duplicate values will be also the value all values related to duplicate index will display here. तो इस चीज को ध्यान रखना है. Next we are going to do something like this. We are going to work with the some operations like this if you want to do the some modification. Okay, so the first we want to do some modification. If you want to modify, if I want to change the value, I want to change the value of this, or I want to change the value of this index position. So how we can do the change? The change can be done like a slice with the help of the this way also, like this. Suppose this is the my series object and this is the index value. So simply you have to, the syntax is that as index position and then you give the new value. Whatever the value you want to give, you just give the new value. If suppose I want to give the new value here, so what I have to write, I have to write here 20 or 35 or 200, something like this. It's going to change the value. So now I'm showing you, first time clear the all drawing because it's too much. Yeah. Hey, move there. Don't come in this side. Okay. So now I'm going to write here as of 15 is equal to, right now it's 36. I'm giving here 360. So now you can check the S. What happened? It's become your 360. Okay. If you want to make the changes in the more than one elements, okay. If you want to modify, apply the change in the more than one elements, then what you can do, we can use the slice concepts here also. We can use the slice concepts also like this. Okay, suppose I'm going to change s of 2. Suppose I'm going to change s of 2 colon 4. Okay, and what value I'm going to give? I'm going to give here 45. I'm going to 2 3 3 value will come, so I'm giving here 45. And now check, the both values are already, earlier value is already 45 here, and I have given s of 2 and 3, so this is 2 and 3. So this 6987 gets changed and becomes the 45 here. Achha, one more thing I want to check, can I give the value like this way? Can I give the value like this way? 89 and 98, can I give this? Yeah, it's also working. We can give the individual value also, because here is the two elements, the similar to the list. In a list we are also doing the same thing. So here it is applied here. So now you understand. The next thing is that suppose I want to change the index. Suppose I want to change the index. I'm going to show the my D element and I want to change the index. It is given 0 1 0 1 0 1. I want to make it 0 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 2 like this way. Suppose then what I have to do, I can use the index attribute. How can rename the index? If you want to rename the index, we have to use the for renaming index. Okay, if you want to rename, we have to use the index attribute. Which attributes? We have to use the index attribute of the series object, and through that you can rename. So remember that. So how you can write this command? We can write this command like this way: as dot, no, it's a d dot. First I'm going to check how many elements are there. Just count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So what I'm going to write, I'm going to write d of index. Okay, d dot index. So what I have to write, d of index is equal to, and now I'm going to assign the new index value 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. I'm giving this index value. Okay, I'm giving this index value. There is a problem. I have written C there. There is no object of C due to mouse pointer. I'm not able to identify it is C or D. It's giving the feeling like, oh, this. Okay, so now I'm writing this command, and now look at this, my index is going, it's a changed. Okay, so this way you can change the index also. Renaming index is done. Now there is a head and tail function. So I'm just going to tell you about the head and tail functions. What is the head and tail function? You just understand this head and tail. This function is used to extract the some data from the series object. Okay, so what is the use of the head? Head is returning the by default top 5 rows, top 5 values from the top, from top while tell functions returns the bottom 5 values. It's a return top 5 and it's return bottom 5 values. So these things you have to return bottom 5 and top 5 values. So how you will get the top 5 and bottom 5 values from here? So what you have to do, simply you have to call the head function like this way. Suppose I'm writing here d dot head. If I'm writing only simply d dot head, it's a giving the first 5 value. If I'm writing d dot tail, it's giving the bottom 5 value. But if you want to extract something more or something less, I want only bottom 2 elements, then d of tail. And if I want to access the top 2 elements or 3 elements only, then d of head 3. Okay, you can give the 30 here, you will not get any error message. You know that there are only 7 elements are here, but I am giving the 30. In that case, I am not getting any error message. So now you understand how can use the head and tail methods. Okay, so this much parts are clear. Now we are going to discuss about the mathematical operations. There are some arithmetic operations we have to do on the series operation. So always remember, series is support the vectorized operation. Series is suppose the vectorized operation. So what is the meaning of the vectorized operation? If you are going to apply the any mathematical operations on the series objects, it's going to work with the element by element. It's always work with the element by element. Like this, if I'm writing here, this is the my elements. And if I'm writing here d multiply 2. So what happened? I'm getting a new list. I'm getting a new series. Look at this. This is the 1, 2, 5. I'm just looking on these things. Yeah. So pay attention here only. I'm looking on these things only. Look at this. This is the value. This is the value. Okay. So what happened whenever you are writing the d multiply 2, it's going to multiply each and every element by 2. So 1 multiply by 2, this is 2. 2 multiply by 2, this is 4. 5 multiply by 2, this is 10. Divide 2, 6. 8 multiply 2, 16, 18, and 20. So this way we are getting the value here. Okay. Getting my point? So this thing. So it's always support the vectorized operation. It's always support the vectorized operation. Okay. If I'm going to, suppose I'm going to write here, S is the another element, D is the another element. If I'm going to write S plus D, then sorry, S plus D, then what happened? We are getting the outputs here like this, 0, nan, nan, nan. Why we are getting the nan? Actually, whenever you are going to add the two series object, whenever you are going to add the two series object 1, series object 2, it's going to add the two elements on the basis of their index, on the basis of their index. If suppose S1 is having index 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have written here 5, 6, 9, 10, and S2 is having index 0, 1, 7, 9, suppose you have written this, then what happened whenever you are going to perform S1 plus S2, it's going to create total 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. It's going to create, and because there is only one index is there, and suppose it is 0 is 5 and 1 is 6 and it is 9 and it is 18. So what happened for one we are getting, this is one is having 5 and this one is having 6. So 6 plus 5, 11, and rest all we are getting 9. Rest all we are getting 9. Why? Because only this index value is common. There's only this index value is common. So these are going to add, rest all are the uncommon. So it's going to create a new series object, and the all other elements, those index are not matched. It's giving the nan value. Okay. So now I'm going, you can find out here it is 0, 1, 1, 1 like this way. Okay, I'll just show you. Just I'm going to change the index of the S. What is the index of S? It is S. So I'm going to, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 elements are there. So okay, what I'm going to write S of index is equal to, and now I'm going to write the 5 value 1, 0, 2. Okay, first 3 elements I'm matching, and rest I'm going to write something like this: 5, 8, 9, 11, 13. Okay, what is this? 6, 6, 7, 8. Done. Now you check this, and now I'm going to do the operation S plus D, and we are getting the value for the, those are matching index value. Look at this, those are matching index positions. For that we are getting the value, and those are not matching means it is available only in one series object. It's not available in both. For that we are getting the nan value. I think it is clear to all. Is there any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask the questions later on. First, let I finish this. Okay. Acha, one more thing is there. This is the important for this arithmetic operation. Now you understand if you are going to do the some arithmetic operations with the individual series, or you are going to do the arithmetic operation with the, if you are doing the arithmetic operation like this, If suppose I am writing here s multiply 2, then each and every element is get doubled, get multiplied by 2. But if you are going to do the operation like this s plus d, then the two in and two series object is going to add their element by element on the basis of their index position only. Not matching index, we are getting the 9 value. Okay, so these things we have to understand, and you always remember that series is always support the vectorized operation. It always supports the vectorized operation, and they same is the supposed by the numpy array also. Now there is a one tricky question you may get like this. Suppose this there is a list. In list the value is 0 1 2. 0 1 2 is written in a list, and there is a series object also, and in a series is also the value is 0 1 2 only. If I'm going to write L multiply 2 and I'm going to write S multiply 2, then what output I am getting in this case and what output I am getting in this case? Because in case of the list, because L is a list, S is a series, in case of the list, it's a work as a concatenate operator. It is just like a concatenate operator. Which operator? Concatenate operator. Concatenate means what? It's sorry, not concatenate, sorry, it's a replicate operator. Which operator? It's a replicate operator, not concatenate. So this is a replicate operator. So what happened here? Replication means what? Replication means is going to repeat. So in this case, what happened? It's going to create a new list 0 1 2 0 1 2. So we are getting a new list like this 0 1 2. Okay, but here because it is a series and series supports the vectorized operation. So what happened? It's going to create the another list, and that list and another series that containing the value like this 0 2 4. Why 0? Because 0 multiplied 2 is 0. 1 multiplied 2 is 2, 2 multiplied 2 is 4. So we are getting the new list in this new series object in this way, and we are getting the new list, but the list is containing the this value 2 times because we are using the replicate operator here, replication. Okay, so duplicate value is going to create. Okay, now I think this is clear to you all. Now the another thing is the filtration. We can do the some filtration also. We can apply the some condition if you want to extract the series object on the basis of the some condition. Some criteria is there on the basis of the value. For example, if I'm going to show you, suppose I'm showing you the value here S and D. I'm showing you this. If I want to ask you to just show me the value of top 5 element. So what you are going to do? You are going to use the head function. If you want to access the 5 element, you are going to write like this. If I want to access the bottom 5 element, you are going to write like this, tell 5. Achha, one thing you remember, if I'm not using the any value in this in a head function and not giving the any value to the tell function, by default we are getting the only 5 elements. Okay, top 5 and bottom 5. These things you have remember that. Okay, leave it. Now suppose I want, this is my list, and I want to display those elements which value is greater than 50. I want to display those elements whose value is less than 50. So how we can do this? So you can do this by applying a condition. So what conditions you have to apply? You have to apply the condition like this way. Suppose I'm writing here, this is my series object. First I'm going to clear this screen so that it's visible properly. And now I'm writing here as greater than 50. So what happened? We are getting the false, 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 true, false, true, false, true. Why we are getting the false, true, false, true? First thing I want to clarify to you all, if the S is having the, suppose this is your series object and it's containing the value like 1 2 3 4, and another statement I'm writing S plus 2, then what happened? It's create a new series object. So this is 1 plus 2 3, 2 plus 2 4, 3 plus 2 5, 4 plus 2 6. We are getting this value here. At the same time, if I'm writing S greater than 2, then what happened? Because this is the plus operator, so going to add, it's going to plus 2 with every L1. Okay, so if you are writing S greater than 2, it means what? It's going to compare. It's going to compare. Achha, one thing you always remember, S plus equal to 2 is not going to change the value of S. Okay, so here we are going to compare. So what happened? 1 greater than 2. Now it's going to write this statement in this way. So what happened? 1 greater than 2, false, 2 greater than 2, false, 3 greater than 2, true, 4 greater than 2, true. So we are getting this value false, true, false. But because I want to print, so what I have to do, I'm going to write the condition like this way, as greater than 50. What happened? For all true values, we are getting the data. For all true values, we are getting the data. For all false value, we are getting nothing. So look at this. Now I have written this, and this is called filtration. We can apply the any relational operator here, greater than, less than, and anything you can do. Okay. Now one more thing, we can sort the series object also. If you want to sort the series object, suppose sometime you want to arrange your series object in ascending and descending order. This time it's not in arranged in ascending and descending order. We can see the lower value is here, some lower value is here, some highest value is here. Suppose I want to arrange the series object in ascending and descending order. For that purpose, we have to use the sort function. Which function we have to use? We have to use the sort function. Sort function is available. Sort values. What is the name of the function? The name of the function is sort values. And in a sort values is need a one argument, and that is the actually optional argument. So here is the written here ascending equal to, either you write ascending equal to true or you write ascending equal to false. Okay, by default it is in ascending order. By default ascending is true. By default ascending is true. So these things you have to remember. By default ascending is true. So now I'm going to show you how we can use the sort values method. If you want to arrange the series object, sometime might be possible, so you have to show. So I'm just writing here sort values and I'm pressing. Look at this. I'm getting the output on the basis of value. I'm getting the output on the basis of value. Earlier, what happened? We are getting the output on the basis of index, but sorry, and the basis of the data you have created, or you can say index here. But here we are getting the value on the basis of the values only. Okay, and this is in ascending order. So suppose if you want to create the one list, sorted list. So what I'm going to write, sorted series object, sorted series I'm writing here. And now I'm writing as dot sort values. Sort values. Always remember that it's always returning a value, and that is the series object. Now look at this, another series object is here. Okay. But if I want in ascending, instead of the ascending, I want in descending order. Achha, actual series are not gets changed by writing this. Look at this, actual series is still in the same way. So if you want to display in ascending or descending order, so what you have to write sort values, and here you have to write ascending is equal to false. What do we have to write? Ascending is equal to false. And look at this. Now we are getting in decreasing order. Earlier we are getting in increasing order, and this is the decreasing order. So these things you have to understand. Sort values, now you get it. Okay. And the sorting, this is the sorting on the basis of the values. Okay. So you always understand the functions. What I have written here, I have written here sort values. There is a one more function, and that function is known as the sort index. There is another function that is known as the sort index. Sometimes it's happened that we are not giving the index in a proper way. We are not giving the index in a proper way. So you can use the sort index function here also. If you want to arrange the data on the basis of the index only, in an index should be arranged in ascending or descending order. Accordingly, we are getting the data here. So now look at this. I'm just showing you same syntax here also. You can pass the ascending and descending. Ascending is equal to true and ascending is equal to false. And by default, it is ascending. So now look at this. Here we are getting the value like 1, 0. So 1 is the before the 0. So I want it should be displayed in according to the index. So what I'm writing here, s dot sort index, s dot sort index. Okay. Oh, sorry. Short index, and by default I told you it is in ascending order. So now look at this, zeros came before the 1. But if you want in a descending order, then what you have to do, simply you have to call here ascending is equal to false. Ascending is equal to false, and call this. And now look at this, we are getting the data on the basis of index position. I think you have to understand this. Is there any problem? Then you please put the message. Okay, so later I will see in a chat box. Okay, here look at this. This time it is in ascending, increasing order, and this is the decreasing order. Okay, so I hope you understand these everything. One more thing you have to understand, and that is the reindex. Sometimes you can reindex your data. If you want to reindex this something like this, then we can call the reindex method, and through that we can reindex the series object also. Okay, if you want to reindex it. Okay, and for that we can use the index also. But there is a reindex method. Index is the attribute. So what happen if we are going to change the index of any series object? We can call s dot index equal to, and you simply provide the new index value. It's going to change the index of s. But suppose if you want to reindex your information, reindex means what? That look at this. Whenever you are writing s dot index, you want to change. But what is the meaning of the reindex? We are going to use the same index. But same index is used with different order. Same index is used with different order. Don't try to change the index. Don't try to change the index. Same index with a different order. If you are giving the any new index value, then automatically a NaN value is created there. I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you. Just give a 1 minute to me. Okay. So suppose I'm going to create a temporary series object like this, pd dot series. Okay, pd dot series, and what I'm writing here, I'm writing 5 comma 3 comma 9 comma 10, and I am going to give the some index value here, index, and this time I'm creating alphabetically index, don't worry. A comma sorry, A comma B comma C comma D. Okay, so just try to understand everything. Okay, now I have a one T. Now I'm going to reindex it. So what I'm going to write, T is equal to T dot, or P is equal to T dot reindex. I'm not going to change this, just I'm writing the reindex. Okay, and in a reindex, what I'm going to provide, I'm going to provide here D. First I want D, then I want A. Okay, then I want C. Okay, and then I want B, then I want V. Okay, so this way I'm going to arrange it. Now look at the P. What happened? The data is arranged accordingly. Okay, you can check the T also. In a T there is no problem, but P are the different here. So you can do this way also. But if you want to modify, then you catch here one more thing. Now suppose this time I'm, instead of B, I'm writing B. I'm writing here T. I'm writing here T, or I'm writing here Q. Suppose I'm writing here Q, and now I'm typing here P. So look at this. What happened? Because in a T, Q index are not available. In a T, Q index are not is not available. So because it is not available, so what happened? In a P, we are getting NaN value. What we are getting? We are getting NaN value here. Okay. Achha, there is a one more thing. We can use the drop also. Drop function is also available with this. So you must be know about this drop function. So what is the drop function? Normally it is used to remove. If you want to remove the any data value from that, you can use the drop function. Okay, but one thing you have to always understand is series is the value mutable. It is not a size mutable. It is not a size mutable. So let's see, can I, so now I'm writing here P. Okay, and I'm writing here P dot drop. So with a drop I have to provide the index value, and I'm providing index A. So now look at this in the output. In the output, you can see that there is no A value is available here. A index is not available. But if I'm going to check the P, still it is available here. Why? Because it is a value mutable. It's not size mutable. So it's not allowed to remove the elements from the there. It's going to create a new series object. So if you want to remove from this, so we have to use the assignment operator, P equal to P dot drop A. And now you check the P. In this time you are seeing that what happened in this way. What is the difference between this statement and this statement? You have to understand what is the difference between this statement and this statement. Actually, this statement is temporal. What happened? It's trying to remove the A from the P, but actually it's trying to remove from this, and it's going to create a new series object. Suppose it is A, B, C, D. So what happened? It's going to create a new series that is B, C, D. Okay, and the output is shown here. But in case of, suppose you have written this statement P equal to P dot this. So what happened? P is initially pointing this memory location. But after writing this statement, what happened? It's going to remove the element. It's going to create a new, and now P is not pointing this. P start pointing this location. P start pointing this location. So this way it's going to remove the element. So this is about the series object. So now we are going to talk about the data frame. Okay. So what we have to discuss about in a data frame, I'm just going to show you the revised syllabus. And I already told you that here only I copy the syllabus part. The revised syllabus part I have just copied from the syllabus. So data frame is mathematical operation is here, head and tail, everything is done. So now we are going to talk about the data frame, and the first thing in data frame we have to understand how you can create. The first thing is the creation. The first thing is the creations. How we can create the series object. Okay. So we can create the series through the dictionaries of series, list of dictionaries, and text and CSV file, and then we have to display. So display is the not very difficult task here. Okay, so we can easily display it. And next is the iterations. We have to perform the iteration, iter rows and iter column. Remember that. and then we have to do some operations, add, select, delete, and rename, and then head and tail indexing and Boolean indexing. Okay, so using levels and these things, and at last we have to learn about importing, exporting data between CSV files and data frames. How you can export and import the data from CSV and this. So these all things you have to understand. So now we are going to understand the data frame first. Okay. So as you know, what is the data frame? What is the data frame? Can anybody, if you know, you can just write in chat box. What is the data frame? The first thing you have to understand. So data frame, as I told you in a study also in a previous class, in a revision class, data frame is what? It is a popular data structure of pandas. First thing, if you don't know anything, if you're not able to write anything, then you have to make some points so that the examiner is going to give you some marks. So what is data frame? The first thing you can say, it is a data structure. It is a famous data structure of pandas. Okay, the first point. It is a famous data structure of pandas. Okay, after that you write it's a two-dimensional data structure. It's a two-dimensional data structure. It's a two-dimensional data structure. बन गया दो point. Okay. After that you can say it can contain heterogeneous data. It can contain heterogeneous data. Okay. Genius data, heterogeneous, not the homogeneous. Okay. Acha. Third point you can remember, it is a value mutable. It is a value mutable and it is a size mutable. Okay. Okay, and it is the most popular, that is used to represent the records, to use to represent the table, something like this, because here the informations are stored in this way. This is called column index. This is called column index, C1, C2, C3, and there is a one more index, and this is not known as the row index, it is known as the index. It is called index, it is called column index, it is called, or you can say columns, it is called columns, and it is called index. Index means we are talking about the row index, we are talking about the row index. These things you have to remember always, and this is the columns here. Okay, so so in this way we can create the data frame. Achha, one thing you always understand, data frame is having, because it is a two-dimensional, so it's having the two axes. So axis equal to 0 and axis is equal to 1. Axis 0 means this is the row index. Axis 0 means this is the row index, and axis 1 means this is the column index. So these things you have to always remember. You will get the 1 marks question from here. Which index is referred to what? Okay, so 0 is the row index and 1 is the column index. Okay, and missing value in a pandas is referred by the nan. Nan is used to represent the missing value. Okay, and all other values, whatever you have written here, these all things are known as the data values. These all things are known as the data values. This is your column index, this is your row index, this is the data value. Maybe possible so you will get the nan value here. Row is known as the index 0, column is known as the index axis 1. Okay, now we are going to create and display the data frame. Look at this. To display the data frame, this is the nothing is there. Displaying is a very easy task. Simply after creation of data frame, you have to write the name of the data frame to display the data frame, or you can use a print statement to display the data frame. Okay, so it's not a big task. It's not a big task. It's a very easy task. You can do it easily. Getting my point? So now first thing, we have to create the data frame. So how we can create the data frame? Through the list, and through this you can create the data frame through the nested list also, or to the list of the dictionaries also. So there are different options through that. Suppose I'm having a list, L. Okay, and in a list L I'm going to store the some value like this, and this list is the nested list 1 comma 2 comma 3. Suppose I'm creating the nested list. Okay, 4 comma 5 comma 6. Okay, and just this much. I'm not going to. What is the problem here? Oh, there is a. Oh, I forget to put the comma in between, so I have to put the comma here as a separator. So now my list is created here. This is my list. Okay. Now I'm going to create a data frame. So this is the data frame 1, and to create the data frame, we need to call a data frame method. Look at this. How we have to call the data frame. Okay, so here we are just simply providing the L here. So what happened? It's going to create the data frame. Look at this. My data frame is created here. You can easily understand this. My data frame is created here. What I did, first thing, I have created a one list here. I have created the one list here. Okay. Okay, I have created one list here, and this is the my list. This is the my list. You just try to understand. This is the my list. I've written here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the my list. Now through the list, this list is the 2D list. While I have created 2D list, because my data frame is the two-dimensional data. Data frame is also 2D okay, 2D structure. Now I'm going to call which method? I'm going to call a method. That method name is the data frame. The method name is the data frame. And because this data frame is belongs to the Pandas library, so that's why I'm written here pd.data frame. And now inside this, I'm simply pass the name of the list. My list name is the L. Here in this example, my list name is L. So I have passed the list name here as an argument. Okay, and because it's this statement is going to create a newly data frame, and I have to point it by any other object. So what I did, I have written the one object name here, df1. So what happened in your computer memory? It's going to create. It's going to create a data frame in this way, and here this is the value. This is the value 456. So you just try to understand in this way. So this is your data frame, and this is your column index. This is your columns. You can say columns, or you can say column index. Don't say index only, because by default index means row index. By default index means row index. You can call row index, or you can write index only. So 0, 1 is the row index, 0, 1, 2 is the column index. So this index is created automatically on the basis of the data. If you are going to look at the list, this list is also having the two index here. This is called column index, and this is called row index. So from here only, it's try to get the index value, and it's give the index here. You can see here. You can see here. You can see here. Whenever you print the list, you are getting the output in this way. But whenever you print the data frame, you are getting the output in a two-dimensional way. Look at this. You can easily identify, okay, this is your row index and this is your column index. So that is the advantage of the data frame. So now you understand how you can create the data frame through the list. Next I'm going to show you I'm going to use a list that's having the different types of the value. Different types of value means that, okay, I'm going to create another list m equal to, and I'm going to create a list. Suppose I'm writing here 101, then I'm writing here Vikas, okay, Vikas Yadav, okay, and then I'm writing, suppose I'm giving the some float value here, okay. This is the my one list. Another list I'm pressing enter key, and now I'm writing the another list 156, and now here I'm writing Aditya Sarma, okay. I'm writing Aditya Sarma, and then I'm writing here 8967.26, okay, something, anything I can write here, okay. So now my list is created, okay. I'm just showing you the my list. What is the my list? The my list is containing this. Now I'm going to create the another data frame df2 pd dot, what I'm writing here, pd dot data frame, pd dot data frame, and I'm writing here m. I'm writing here m, and look at this. I'm pressing this df2, and look at this. I'm getting the output, and this is the, now you can observe this output carefully. You can easily understand this, how it's showing this. Look at this. Look at this. This is your column. This is your column, and this is your row. This is your row, and these all are the value. These all are the 101, 158, Vikas, Aditya, and value. Look at this. Each column is containing the different types of the value. This is integer value, this is a string value, and this is a float value. So that's why I'm saying the list is allowed, data frame is allowed to contain the heterogeneous data. Okay, getting my point? Now you understand ki how can create the data frame through the list. The next question is that if suppose I am having some dictionary and I want to create the list with the help of data frame with the help of the dictionary containing the list or something like this. So how you can do this? So now I'm going to show you some examples ki how you can use the dictionary to create your list. Okay, so it's visible. So now I'm going to create a dictionary D DC1 dictionary 1, and what I'm doing in a dictionary, I'm going to create one is the my name. This is the my name key. Okay, and in a name key I'm going to write name of you. Okay, Aditya, I'm writing here Aditya, sorry Aditya, and then I'm writing here Vikas. Okay, suppose I'm having two students here right now, so I'm just writing the two student name. This is the name column, name key, and then I'm writing here class. Okay, then I'm writing here class. In a class I'm giving the 12 comma 12. Okay, both are integer value. Okay, both are integer value. And next I'm going to write the another column, and what is another column? Fee. Okay, and in a fee I'm going to give some value here. In a fee I'm going to give some value like this 2500 comma 3500. Okay, and now I'm going to close the dictionary. So my dictionary is closed, and now I'm going to show you the dictionary. And now I want to create a data frame with the name of the df3, and I'm calling the method data frame. Look at this, all processes are the very easy. I'm not doing the any other thing. I'm creating the dictionary, passing to the data frame. I'm creating the list, passing to the data frame. Okay, and now look at this, what happened. Name, all the name are here. Class, all classes are here. Fee, all fees are here. Aditya is studying in class 12, he has to pay 2500. Vikas is studying in class 12, he has to pay 3500. Both are having the different stream or different section like this, something like this. So this way we can create the data frame. Okay, so what is this example? This is the example of list contained by the dictionaries or list inside the dictionary. You can see that what I did here, this is the my dictionary, this is the key value, and this is the list. This is the list. This is the my list value. This value is given as a list. This is also a list. This is also a list. So now list is inside the dictionary. List is inside the dictionary. So this way we can use and create the data frame. So definitely look at this. I'm telling you, you will definitely get a question. That question is ask you to write the statements to create the data frame. Might be you will get the question in your board exam or application exam. They are provide the information in this way, and some column names are written here, and then some data is given here. So what they do, they can ask you कि now you write the command to create the data frame. So what you have to remember, क्या याद रखोगे यहाँ पे? You have to remember that कि ये कॉलम का जो नाम होगा ना, इसको डिक्शनरी का की बना देना है. कॉलम का जो नाम होगा उसको डिक्शनरी का की बना. और नाउ यू ट्राई टू एक्सेस दिस कॉलम बाय कॉलम. पहले एक कॉलम, जैसे मान लो कि इफ यू आर लुक एट हियर केयरफुली, यहाँ पे ध्यान से देखो इस जगह पे, जस्ट पे योर अटेंशन हियर. इफ यू पे योर अटेंशन इन अ प्रॉपर वे, यू कैन इजीली अंडरस्टैंड दिस कि यहाँ पे अगर आप ध्यान से देखिएगा तो मैंने पहले नेम कॉलम क्रिएट किया. ये देखो, ये मेरा नेम कॉलम है, इसकी वैल्यू आदित्य और विकास आ गया. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. यहाँ जो चीज आपको हॉरिजॉन्टली दिख रही है उस चीज को, सॉरी वर्टिकली दिख रही है उस चीज को मैंने यहाँ पे हॉरिजॉन्टली रिप्रेजेंट किया है. जो हॉरिजॉन्टली रिप्रेजेंट हुआ वो यहाँ वर्टिकली हो गया. सेकंड कॉलम क्या दिख रहा है हमें यहाँ पे? क्लास. अब देखो यहाँ पे क्लास इस तरीके से लिखा गया. थर्ड कॉलम क्या दिख रहा है? फी. ये हमें ऐसे दिख गया. तो इन अ बोर्ड क्वेश्चन यू आर गेटिंग हियर. देखो एग्जाम में वो आपको एक टेबल बना के दे देगा ऐसे कि नेम, फी, क्लास, और यहाँ पे कुछ डेटा लिखा हुआ है. तो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू दैट कि नेम को की बना दो डिक्शनरी का और इसको लिस्ट वैल्यू बना के दे दो नेम, इस की को. फी को की बना दो और इस वैल्यू को इसका लिस्ट बना के इसको दे दो. फिर इसका लिस्ट बनाओ, इस क्लास को दे दो. In this way we can create the dictionary. Okay, sorry, data frame. In this way, first you have to create the dictionary, and then whenever you go to pass the dictionary to the data frame, automatically I am passing the dictionary here only, nothing I am doing here. Automatically we will get the respective data frame in a proper way. Okay, so now you understand ki how can you use. Sometimes we have to call we can create the nested dictionary inside the dictionary. We can use the dictionary inside the dictionary. So how we can do this? These things you have to understand. So one thing you have to understand is how it's going to store this 0 and 1. 0 and 1, this is on the basis of this. If you are going to understand, look at this. This is the key. This is the key. And this is the values. So this values is having, because this is the list, this list is having the position 0, 1. This is also 0 and 1 index position, 0 and 1 index position. This 0, 1 index position is coming here. Means outer indexes become the column and inner index become the row index. Now I'm going to show something tricky cheese here. So look at this. Suppose I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing with another method. I'm going to create another dictionary here. Just pay attention here properly, Aditya, and because those who are having here. Dictionary 2. Dictionary 2 is equal to, and what I'm writing, I'm going to write something. Pay attention here. Okay, I'm going to write here year 1 or FA1. Suppose I'm going to write here FA1. Okay, and now inside FA1, I'm going to write maths. Okay, and value 50. Okay, accounts. Okay, value 45. Okay, only 2 I'm giving. Okay, only 2 I'm giving. And then I'm pressing the enter key. Next, I'm writing FA2. Okay, FA2. And then I'm going to write, again, I'm writing the maths and I'm giving here 45. Okay, accountancy, and I'm writing here 60. I'm writing here 60. Now I'm closing this and look at this dictionary 2. Dictionary 2. Now I'm going to create the another data frame. Data frame 4 is equal to pd dot data frame, and here I'm going to call dictionary 2. So this time you just try to understand what happened. I'm writing df only, df4. So now look at this. What I told you, the outer index work as a, what I told you earlier. Outer index becomes the column. So FA1, FA2 is the column name, but the inner index becomes the row number. So look at this row index. So maths and accounts become the row index, and FA1, FA2 become the column index. Okay, so now I'm going to end the class today, and I'll try to give you some more class tomorrow. I'm going to conduct 3 or 4 classes, and in that I'm trying, I can complete the revision of whole session. Okay, so be with me. Is there any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can just